Hi folks, may I present for sale my Hyosung GV650, also known as an Aquila. This bike is from the year 2007. I've had it for about 3 years now and I've looked after it myself. It's in better condition now than it was when I bought it. Some of the things that I've done is I've put the original exhaust back on. It had an aftermarket one on which was cracked. I've put a new radiator on. I've done the seals on the front forks and polished the forks. There's absolutely no corrosion on there at all. I've added a indicator buzzer so that when you put your indicator on, you know that it's on. I can demonstrate that for you. So there we go. Now this is an extremely rare bike. You're unlikely to ever see another one. And whilst you might think, well, parts are going to be a problem if it's that rare, actually parts are no problem at all. You can simply go online to Hyosung. There's 2 different sites, one European and one international, and they're actually operated by the same company, Hyosung, and you can get parts for this bike direct from South Korea. I can't remember if I mentioned that it is a South Korean bike. Hyosung started out by making Suzuki bikes under license and eventually went on to produce their own motorcycles using the Suzuki design. So this is well-known engineering. Basically it's a Suzuki engine. There's some crossover of parts, but like I say, there's no problem with parts because you can get them direct. The foot pegs can be in 2 different positions. They can be slightly nearer to the rider than they are at the moment, or slightly further away. When I got the bike, it was in the nearer position and I had to actually source the gear change linkage. So I have both linkages now, so you can have the pegs exactly where you want it. So for me, when I put my foot on the peg, I find that a really comfortable position. But if you were a shorter guy, then you might want the pegs a little bit nearer, and it's about 3 inches nearer. You can do that. I have the workshop manual, so just about all tasks are covered here, from routine servicing through to complicated and complete mechanical processes of repair. I've regularly serviced it and I've used genuine parts, so the oil filter in there, it's only just had an oil change and the air filter is under there. I had that, I changed that a couple of years ago in the year before last service, and I've only done 400, 500 miles, if that. I've got a record there somewhere. Anyway, I check all the levels. Everything's good. It's got a steering lock. It's got a recent MOT from this spring. The only advisory on the MOT was the guy said the dampers were a little bit losing, I don't know exactly what he said, but to me, I feel no problem at all there. It doesn't bounce up and down. I mean, to me, that's the test. If you can hear a little bit of squidging there, but they damp perfectly well as far as I'm concerned. It's a great bike for the pillion passenger because of the backrest at the end there. I've got 2 keys. What else can I tell you about it? I think the thing I like about this bike most of all is the way the frame cuts through here in a very modern way. All the cruisers that I know of have a very traditional look to them, and this takes the styling of the cruiser to a more modern level, I feel. We got the little windscreen there. That was an extra. It's pretty much rust free, not completely. There's a few little places here and there where it's a little tiny touch on the frame, but certainly nothing structural. I think it's in incredibly good condition. The brakes and discs are all good, with good wear on the pads. I replaced this engine cover here because the chrome had broken a bit. The chrome's a little bit broken on this one, but can't actually get these anymore. So I'd like to perform for you a cold start, and just to show that the engine is fully cold, I'll just grab hold of the exhaust pipe there. So I haven't run it today at all. It's completely cold. We're just going to see how that's going to go. Usually starts on the button. Give it a bit of choke. There you go, that's the choke off now. Sweet as you like. I always run it on E5 high octane fuel and never run it on E10, and it seems to like it a lot better. I had a bit of a problem with it stopping at traffic lights when I first got the bike, but since I've been using E10 and I also added some carb cleaner, it's been absolutely sweet as a nut. The idle control is there, and that the idle was just a little bit too low. Just tweak that, clean the carbs with the carb cleaner, and it's really working great. Okay, I'll show you the other side.